Hey, welcome back, everyone. It's been a long time. I've just been really busy with work and a bunch of other things. And honestly, I have a ton of stuff to upload that I have no idea when I'll upload, hopefully soon. But figured I'd actually post this with my Miata. So I've actually been doing a bunch of work just off to the side, just some small things here and there. So cleaned up the paint a lot. That might be on another episode. Finally got the spoiler on there, cleaned it up. Stuff on the side here, I haven't really touched, but I just kind of stopped caring about that. But I finally got everything working. I got all the lights working. I just troubleshooted all that, made sure everything's fine, and then I finally decided, hey, let's start doing a bit of a tune-up and maybe getting some seafoam in this thing, cleaning all that out, cleaning up the fuel injectors, cleaning up the spark plugs, just cleaning up the sensors, all the stuff. So, went and did the throttle body right away. That was the first thing because that's super easy. Just use some seafoam in that, clean that out. And then I went with the mass airflow sensor, quote unquote mass airflow sensor. And I immediately just screwed that up. I didn't realize that's a Flowmeter, or AFM. So here's the original. I have it taken apart because what had happened is, just like a mass airflow sensor, I thought this part was where the sensor was. So you just undo the two bolts, out pops the sensor, then you can clean it up, then put it back in. Well, I did that, undid the screws, pulled on it. Oh, seems a little stuck. Okay, let's pull a little harder. Uh-oh, there's tons of wires in there. And in doing so, let's see if you can see that. Not really. But right in there, underneath the circuit board, it is destroyed. Like where the solder was, it just actually ripped portions of the circuit board out of there. And I tried to fix it up a little bit. Like I could tell just by diagrams, like where each of these went to. Jeez, that will not go put. Okay. But so I just used some wires and reconnected it, and it runs. Like once I undid this and put it back, tested the car, it would not run, obviously. So once I put all these wires back into place, did some more soldering and stuff, it runs, but the check engine light's on. So I decided, crap, okay, I need to get something new. I need to get a new one. Unfortunately, like I said, the car was done. I checked all the lights. I checked all this other stuff. I found a few things afterwards, but like it was now done. It was complete. So great. Now I created another problem. So I'm looking everywhere, even on Rock Auto, and I can't even find a part for this thing. Like it's out of stock. They're hard to find. So I just literally type it in the Miata Flowmeter, and ooh, one pops up on eBay. Okay, because they're all refurbished for like $300. Okay, that's really fucking expensive. And then I keep scrolling. I find they get a little bit cheaper, and I found one for like $175. So I'm like, oh, okay. And it has a code on there. I believe it's on this one. Yes, it is. The original here. 1971-00-4090. So I'm like, okay. I at least know what the code is. Maybe I'll just do this instead. I input that code into the computer, like the 19 blah 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 Flowmeter, and out pops a bunch of different ones. Some other ones on eBay for like $160. And then I find another one of the exact same Chinese brand. Yes, these are from China. And that's kind of where I'm going with this here. On AliExpress. I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Obviously, there's some red flags there. Chinese made part. Overall, don't try and get some cheap parts for your car. Try and get some good stuff. But I'm also, yes, it's a car. Cars are expensive, but I'm trying to do a lot of the stuff on a budget. Like, literally all these lights are off of eBay and AliExpress as well. Like, they're LED lights that cost like $5 for a pack of 20. Like, they're cheap. And they work. So I buy this thing. It takes a while to come in. And like a really long time. This thing, the estimated time would have been like 3 weeks, and it's been like 2 months now. So I'm like, I start contacting them, being like, hey, what the hell's going on? Oh, it should have been there by now. Oh, well, it's not. After a while, I'm finally like, okay, I just need a refund, please and thank you. And then, sure enough, it like comes in like 3 days later, which is kind of hilarious. I don't get the refund, obviously, but by this point, I'm like, okay, let's get the refund, please and thank you. I go on eBay, find the other one that's like $6 more, same thing. Buy that, and then, like I said, just a few days later, oh, the other one pops in. Well, shit. Can I cancel the other one? Nope, it's already shipped. God damn it. Oh, well, at least I'll have two. So, I have this new one here. I pop it in. Here it is. I even just wrote this all in there just to clarify that, hey, this is what it is. I literally just wrote the same stuff on that one. And right away, it runs for a bit and then stalls. Okay. Not looking good. And especially considering I just ordered another one. So I go on some Facebook forums that I'm on, and I ask them, and literally they're of no help. I'm like honest with these guys, just be like, hey, this is what happened. I fucked up, but this new part I have in, it cleared the codes, it is working properly. However, it is not, the car is not running properly. It stalls after like 20 seconds. If I put my foot on the gas, it kind of like bogs down a lot, and it's just really, really hard to run. And immediately, no one's of no help. They're like, well, there's your issue, you got a cheap Chinese part. And I was like, no, it is working, like the code is gone, it's not, like the code's still there, it is now fixed. It just needs like some tuning and stuff, because I did look at least that part up, I just didn't know how to do it. I'm like, I did find out that, if you can see right there, there is a little screw. I'll bring the other part. Here's the original. That is covered with a metal cap, because you actually have to drill that out in order to get that. So, and then there's obviously everything underneath here. So, I'm aware of these things just by doing my own research, and I'm like, okay, how do you do all this? No one's of no help. They're just being dicks. And just being like, well, you ordered a Chinese part, like, give us some more information about it. What is this? What engine size do you have? And I was like, okay, this is this. Everyone's just like, well, you just fucked up. Like, no, give me some more information here. Like, I can fix this. Even if this is a cheap Chinese part, I'm like, okay, I feel like there is still something I can do here. So I look it up more online, and I figure, okay, here's the thing. And I did already undo this. It's just like a silicone going around here to seal in place. But here's the inside here. And what there is there's just this little clock spring that goes around on the sides here that holds in place. And the spring tension for this. So this part here is still also for some adjustment and tuning, but that's mostly for when it's at idle. This part is for when it runs. And what you do is this little lock here that holds the gear in place, you bend that back, that way you can actually turn this clockwise or counterclockwise. And that adjusts the spring tension there and where this sits. So, as of right now, I haven't done that yet. The car still just runs like crap. And here, I'll even give a demonstration. And there you go. So, what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I can really hold this in place while I'm doing this. So I'm just going to see if I can adjust this. You know what? Let's see if I can do that. Be a little awkward here. There we go. Too far. Let's put it. Right there for now. Okay, so I've moved it. Let's see how this handles. Okay, it's actually running and idling. Okay, or it was. Okay, so let's do one more quick adjustment there. Let's try right there. But it's working. See if this will work. Okay. It's kind of a little boggy still. You can kind of see right there. But seems like it's working. Sounds all right in the back. No raspy idle. Still holding strong. Actually, a little high now after I've revved it a bit. So let's see if it'll die a bit. But this is also where that idle screw comes in handy. And here's the other part I was talking about. So right now it's a little low. I'll probably put it back up a little bit. But here's that idle screw I was talking about. So right now, here it is holding an idle. But if I turn this, you can hear it starts to go down. That levels it back out a bit. So I'm gonna turn that back up. There we go. So, overall, I think it's fixed. Might need to tweak it a little bit because the throttle response seems to be a little slow. Especially when I really rev it high. So, it takes a little bit of tweaking, but even this cheap Chinese part. Here, let me turn this off. But even this cheap Chinese part that you can get on eBay or AliExpress is actually still working just fine. You just need to tune it a little bit and it'll work just fine. Now, the other funny thing too here is that I also got that other one in from eBay that I bought because that one was taking way too long and I thought it just got lost in customs or something, because for the longest time it was stuck in customs. So, I have a backup one. Yeah. And who knows? In the future I might also get apparently one from an RX-7, like an 88 or something like that, because those also fit. The throttle, the whole size of it is a little bit bigger, but the electronics and everything works. It bolts on just fine, and the connector there is the exact same style. But hey, if you're looking for a budget and you are feeling technical, then these things will work. If you're able to find a refurbished one or one that someone is just selling from a normal Miata, I would definitely recommend getting it. But if nothing is around and you're having some issues finding them, then clearly they do work. You just have to work on them just a little bit. So, yeah. So, I'm going to tinker with this just for a little bit, make sure it's running just fine. Then after that, I think the next thing I'll have to tackle is the washer pump here. It doesn't seem to be working. When I have the car running, I was testing that to see if the wipers were going. The wipers are super slow, and then that was just not even pumping out washer fluid. So, unfortunately, I'll have to take a look at that too. But, yeah, just want to take a quick video just showing how these Flowmeters work and how to tune them. Because, like I said, I've been tinkering away with this with the camera off just here and there just a little bit. This Flowmeter was taking a while to get in, so that was obviously something. And then, I haven't really been touching much of the guitars in a while. Like I said, I've had a ton of videos that I've made from, like, I think 3 or 4 that I have done in the past, like, a long time ago. And one of them being that chips in, I have put the new pickups in, and actually sounds a lot better, but that one I haven't even uploaded either, I believe. So, in due time, I'll get to it as whatever. Like, what, I have 30 subs, and 10 people watch these. So, other than the chips in video kind of blowing up, like, I don't really get many views, so it's like, whatever. It's not exactly like my job, but you hear it into this, it's just a hobby. So, yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this actually comes in handy for people who are looking to fix any of these flow meters, or like I said, just working on a bit of a budget. Then you can actually go out and find these things, and hopefully they aren't just completely mangled and destroyed. Hopefully you can get them working just fine for you guys. So, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.